Hey guys, it's Sean from the Khaki Crusader. I'm here with Ralph Dunning from Dunning Sportswear, and what we're going to do is just run through some of the Spring 211 product here. And just to give you guys a little intro, just going to talk to Ralph a bit here about kind of what your focus was for spring.
It's really a combination of old school traditional looks with a modern updated version with an athletic slim fit, which was really the fit that was being worn back in the 60s, but now it's more contemporary golf fit for playability. But the piece that we're looking at here is really the perfect example of that, because we've taken merino wool, which gives you natural moisture management and breathability, and used a rib gauge in it. So from a playability perspective, if you wear this as a sweater as your second layer, you're not going to have any issues with bulk, and it's not going to interfere with your swing. In particular, if you look at how the sleeves are cut, it's going to wrap around your arms and your sleeves, so for chipping and putting around the greens, you're not going to get any of that bulk that tends to be annoying for people that like to have feel in larynx. So I think that's an important feature from a playability perspective.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm actually standing here with Ralph now, and he's actually wearing this piece today. And the fit is incredible. It's on the arms especially. There's absolutely no excess material, and it's really nice fitting. There's a two-way zip on this. It's a great golf piece, I think. And we'll move on here.
Yeah, this sweater here is really a throwback to what you would have seen back in the 60s with the way that the players dressed back then, with a very tailored fit and fully fashioned sleeves, so there's no seams on your shoulders. It's got a high neck piece, so it actually sits properly in your body, but you can see that it's got a much cleaner fit than some of the sweaters that are available. But we've used a 12 gauge merino, so the advantage of that is to wear a sweater in the spring that's going to offer some insulation, but still lightweight enough that it's not going to be too hot in the spring compared to the weights that we run in fall. So I think that's important. And then we also we offer the same fabric story in a slim fit vest, and obviously you're a real vest guy, and again, great fit on it. And some guys just prefer vests, I think, not just from an aesthetic point of view, but from a playability point of view. It's nice to have the coverage on your body to keep your torso warm, but keep your shoulders and your arms open for playability.
Absolutely. Yeah, no, this piece caught my eye right off the bat. I like that, as well as the
and it's a very classic deep navy color too, so it'll look great with gray or with tan. Kind of works with a number of combinations, and then obviously we do it in black as well.
Mm-hmm. And you guys have some new designs in the polos that we'll check out here.
Yeah, the knit program, and I'll start with this button down, because this is a piece that we've really had a lot of response to. Having our own store in Toronto, we get a lot of feedback from a lot of players that come in, and the button down right now is one of our top selling pieces, because it's got again an old school look, but looks really cool with a contrast placket on it. You've got a contrast detail inside the collar, so when it's on, you just see a little bit of color. And then small features like we run the contrast detail on the buttonhole, so it's got a nice aesthetic, but still in an understated manner. And the charcoal and green combination is new for spring 2011 that you see, that ties into this piece here. And this is a really interesting piece, because we've taken a traditional stripe that's been around on red ties from the 50s and 60s, and put it into a polo using a PK hand, so it's got a traditional old school hand to it, but using old Flumax fabric. And then it's got a contrast button-down collar. We use a longer 60s inspired placket that's narrower. And then what I also think is cool is we're using this rib detail on the sleeves, so you get a much cleaner and better fit that looks nice as well.
Yeah, no, I love this shirt. I have a serious crush on that shirt. That's my favorite one.
And then just carrying on with, again, that sort of clean aesthetic with the contrast placket here. This has got a self collar, and then we've tied that same rib story into the cuff here. And then this colorway of this halo and black is a really understated colorway that when you see it in the button down here, it obviously looks much more understated than the button down we looked at in the green and gray combination.
Right.
I think obviously you can combine it with a lot of different colors, and
sure,
that's going to work well for people.
Absolutely.
And then you take the gray from that, and you put some red into it, and this gives it a much more athletic look. So if you want to wear that with black, or I think even with white pants, would look really, really cool.
Definitely.
And then that same gray story, you can tie it over into something like this, which is in our stretch fabric. Again, all cool max, but we use a very minimal, clean stripe detail in the chest here that again has got an athletic feel to it, but still have a traditional feel, but combining the best of both worlds. And the gray is understated as well.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I like the little bit smaller logo that you guys are doing.
Yeah, I mean, we're still running the Pro logo on a couple of pieces, and we get a lot of calls for it. But on the line for 2011, we've kind of really made things a lot more minimal and cleaner than we've done in the past. So, and I just think that that's just a good thing for golf, as we've talked about.
Sure. We're move through some of the polos now. We're just gonna take a brief look at some of the pants and some of the shorts. They have some really nice new short patterns for spring.
Yeah, this is a new slim fit short, so it's got a much cleaner leg. It's got a 21-inch opening, so it's gonna fit much cleaner around your leg. And then we used an 11-inch inseam, so it sits right at your knee. The shorter rise, so it's a really cleaned up fit that ties in nicely into the shirts. And again, using 4-way stretch fabric, so you're going to get a proper fit on it with a cool neck story as well. And even with the print story, with some of the plaids that are out there right now that are really loud and obnoxious, and in my opinion not very applicable to the golf world.
Sure.
This gives you a much more understated approach that if you want to wear a preppy old school plaid, you've got that here, but doing it in a more tasteful manner. So if you wear it with a solid black or white shirt, you get a really clean aesthetic that I think is much more respectful to the game of golf. And I think that's important.
Absolutely. They've some of the more popular pants for Dunning have been the 5-pocket pant that they introduced for fall. And if you remember, they did a black and white for fall. And what they've done is they've expanded the colors and actually have a nice selection of colors here.
Yeah, we run it in 7 colorways now, so you've got 3 different versions of taupes and tans that are obviously classic staples. And then we do it in a black and a gray color for an understated look. And then this new blue color that I think would look great with black or with white. And Zach actually started playing in this pant this year, and it's now become his go-to pant because he likes the lower rise and the cleaner leg. And
sure,
I think there's good playability too with the stretch in the fabric. So it's just a really clean-looking technical pant.